Hello students, in this session we discuss regarding the practical exercise number 6. In that we discuss part first. Okay, here in this exercise we study of regulated market and right to bazaars. Okay, but in part first I only discuss about regulated market. Regulated market is also called as APMC. What is the long form of APMC? Agricultural Produce Markets Committee. So, regulated market under the traditional system of marketing of the agricultural product, producers, sellers incurred a high marketing cost and suffered from unauthorized reductions of marketing charges and the prevalence of various malpractices. To improve marketing conditions and with a view to creating fair competitive conditions, the increase in the bargaining power of producers sellers was considered to be the most important prerequisites of orderly marketing. Most of the defects of and malpractices under then existing marketing system of agricultural products have been more or less removed by exercise of public control over markets, that is by the establishment of regulated markets in the country. So for reduction of all the malpractices and important deduction of marketing charges, unauthorized marketing charges, the total markets hand over to public control, and therefore there will be the establishment of regulated markets in our country. Now see a very important point about the definition. These are those markets in which business is done in accordance with the rules and regulations framed by the statutory market organization representing different sections involved in markets. The marketing costs in such markets are standardized and all marketing practices are regulated. So this is the definition of regulated market. Now, very important next point, objectives of regulated markets are as follows. First one, to prevent the exploitation of farmers by overcoming the handicaps in the marketing of their products. Number two, to make marketing system most effective and efficient so that farmers may get better prices for their produce and the goods are made available to consumers at reasonable prices. Number three, to provide incentive prices to farmers for better production program, both in quantitative and qualitative terms. And number four, to promote an orderly marketing of agricultural produce by improving the infrastructure facilities. Now the next point we discuss about features of regulated market. Here different features are given. So one by one we see the main heading point and in that which are the different explanations. Okay, I am giving in that specific point. So students concentrate on that particular point. In that first feature, method of sale in regulated markets. The sale of agricultural produce is undertaken either by open auction or by the closed tender method. These methods of sale ensure a fair and competitive price for the produce and prevent the cheating of farmers by market functionaries. Number two, weighment of produce. Weighment of produce is done by licensed weighman with a standard weights and a platform scale. In some markets, a weighbridge has been installed. This eliminates short weights and malpractices which arise out of weighing with a hand balance. Electronic weighing balance or machines have also been installed in some markets. Grading of produce. Next feature, grading of produce. The produce in regulated market is expected to be sold only after grading, but because of absence of facilities such as space, funds for the employment of technical experts for grading, and the purchase of grading equipment, the grading scheme could not be implemented in all the markets in the country. The scheme is in operation only in some markets. There is therefore a need for extension of grading facilities to all the markets in the country. Then D point market news service. In regulated markets, there is an arrangement for a proper and correct dissemination of market prices through various media such as loudspeakers and notice boards. Then next feature, market charges. With the regulation of markets, such market charges as Dharmada, Charity, Karda, Halta and Muddat were abolished, while the rate of other market charges such as commission, brokerage, hamali and weighing charges were specified in proportion to extent of service rendered by different middlemen. Recently, the market charges payable by sellers have been transferred to the buyer, and sellers have to pay only for the activities undertaken prior to marketing of the produce. That is for transportation, octroi and hamali only. There is hence some saving for the producer. The extent of saving varies from market to market and from commodity to commodity. So in regulated market also, all the market charges should be regulated. Okay, so therefore producer is more benefited. Then payment of the value. So try to understand what is this point, payment of the value. It is obligatory on the buyer to make prompt payment for the produce without deduction of any muddat in unregulated markets. The payment of price of the produce is made by buyer after 3 to 15 days of the sale of produce in accordance with the local market rules. In the past, if the seller insisted on cash payment, the buyer would deduct 21 muddat cash discount in the extent of rupees 0.50 for the produce worth of rupees 100 while making the payment. This practice has been stopped with the regulation of market. So this practice is only considered in unregulated market, but now in case of regulated market, prompt payment is done. Okay, so this is very important side for buyer also. Licensing of market functionaries. All the market functionaries from the hamals to traders working in the regulated market have to obtain a license from the market committee after paying the prescribed fees to carry on their business. The licensed traders have to keep proper records and maintain accounts in accordance with the bylaws of the market committee. Then supervision. The day-to-day functioning of regulated markets is supervised by the officials of the market committee. That is the secretary, auction clerk and other staff. The administrative decisions are taken by nominated or elected market committee. Now very important, next feature, market committees. So what is market committee? It consists of representative of all sections. Means in that committee, farmers is there, traders, cooperative marketing societies, cooperative or commercial banks, autonomous bodies. Autonomous bodies, it includes Panchayat Samiti and municipal board of that area, and government officials. The market committee is nominated in the first instance for a period of 2 years. Subsequent committees are elected for a term of 3 years each. The members of market committee elect their own chairman and deputy chairman. The market committees are the main instruments under the Market Act. So this is very important point. All the market committees are working under certain act. We can call it as a Model Market Act. The committees are corporate bodies comprising the representatives of various groups. Now, finances to meet its administrative expenditure and in order to create infrastructural facilities in that market. The market committee gets funds from the following sources. In that, first one is market fee. Okay, on the produce brought for sale in the market yard. Then license fee, renewal fee charged by market middlemen, and subsidy from the government. So these are the different sources of finance to that market committee. Okay. Now the next very important point we discuss right now, functions of market committees. Now the functions of market committee vary from state to state. Okay. First one, to manage the main and sub-market yards and run them in the interest of agriculturists and traders. Now see what is main market yard and what is sub-market yard. Main market yard means it is the important area from which that particular committee receives more than 50% income. Okay, so more income comes from that yard, so we can call that yard as a main market yard. And sub market yard, in this total market yard, the size or area is very less, so it generates very less income, so we can call that particular yard as a sub market yard. To prescribe the hours of trading with a view to controlling and regulating transactions, to issue, renew or withdraw license of market functionaries with a view to regulating the entry of person in the market, to fix market charges for various functions and services, to realize market fee from either buyers or sellers, to collect and disseminate market news among the farmers and buyers, to settle disputes which arise out of the sale and purchase of notified agriculture commodities. Now see what is notified commodities. Means the commodities are regulated or notified only that commodities sale in that particular marketplace. So that commodities are called as notified agriculture commodities among farmers, traders and other market functionaries. To control and regulate the behavior of those who enter the market for transactions. To provide facilities for grading and standardization, and to take steps for the prevention and of adulteration of agricultural produce, to bring, prosecute and defend any suit on behalf of market committee, and to create amenities in the market yard as well as in the market area, which are very important for farmers side. Now these are the different functions of market committees. Now we see the next feature about settlement of disputes. Disputes arising between the producers, sellers and traders by reason of quality of the produce, accounts and deduction of unauthorized charge are solved by subcommittee of the market committee. This avoid the legal complication and unnecessary expenditure. Prior to regulation, no such facility existed. But after regulation, this facility existed in all market committees. If a farmer was not satisfied, he had to go to a court of law to get his due share, which involved a lot of expenditure and wastage of time, and hence such type of settlement of dispute committee established by different regulated markets. So this is also very important committee for farmers. Then eliminating malpractices. Regulated markets have brought about general awakening among producers, sellers. This awakening enables them to protect themselves against number of malpractices which were formerly prevalent in the unregulated markets. Now the sales slips of the produce sold are given to farmers, showing the details of quantity sold, the rate of sale and deductions if any. A copy of this slip is supplied to the market committee for purpose of checking. And in this way, the malpractices of the taking away of samples by the bidders has also checked. So this is all regarding the concept of regulated market, different objectives set for such type of establishment of regulated markets, functions of different types of committees in that particular market, and very important point we discussed right now about the features of regulated markets. So I think you understand very well important concept regulated market. Okay, thank you.